Hey, everybody. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Tammy. Hey, everybody. Hey,
Go
I'm
ahead.
good. How are you? Sorry.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you is how are you doing?
Doing good, thanks. Doing good. Just busy. How about you?
Same. Doing good. Been busy. Been good busy.
Good.
Uh, hey, Blues Self-Reliant, Suburban Hillbilly, and Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Good to see you guys.
Hey, Blue. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Heather.
Yeah. How's
Oh,
everybody else doing? Hey, River Rat Homestead.
hey, River Rat.
It is going to be a hot day today here. How is it out your way?
What's it going to be by you?
Oh my goodness. It's 78 right now. But there's a lot of humidity. So it's like really hot. I'd have to look and see what it is with the humidity. I think it's going to be 80 something. It's supposed to be in the 90s this week. Um,
Wow.
yeah, we don't have any rain on the horizon so far for this week. So that means we got to babysit those plants a whole lot. Yeah, it'll be up to 82s today. That's the best of it. And then it's going like 88, 91, 89. But with the humidity, it says humidity is making it feel warmer. It's 77. Humidity is making it feel a degree warmer. So apparently it's not that bad yet.
Yeah, we're 71 now, and we're going to be 75, and then it's going to
Oh,
be
beautiful.
83, and then in the upper 70s
Yeah.
for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days before it drops. But the cool stuff is about it
Mm-hmm.
is that we had severe storms forecasted yesterday, and the cool part about it is that we actually got 3/4 of an inch of rain.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that'll make our pastures pop in the gardens. I'm more concerned about the pastures in the gardens at this point,
Yeah.
just so that the pigs have more to graze on because it's
Yeah.
slim pickings right now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, DJ's Adventures and Beyond. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, DJs.
So today we are going to be talking about how to fit gardening and life in your day-to-day schedule.
Fancy.
Yeah,
You did a great job.
I got banners.
Great job. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this chat. Hey Joe, good to see you. Hey Jamie, good to see you.
Hey, Jamie.
Maybe we'll give everybody else another minute or two to hop in. I'm excited about that because I feel like even though we all know about time management and um, and we all know we've heard the things every now and then, if you can dig into it, you can not only refresh your own memory, like I feel like is good for me, help me to refresh my memory to stay on task. That's what we're all about, right? With the goal setting is keeping a balanced life and achieving the things that we want to achieve and feeling like we have some kind of control over the outcome of our days and our weeks that amount to years and our in the end of it our life. So that's what we're all about, and I feel like bouncing back to this about finding time for the garden and just your life in general is kind of a nice thing to touch on. So I'm
I
excited
saw I
about it.
saw a post on Instagram that I really liked,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to do the post wrong because I think it was really good points, but they were
Mm-hmm.
like, how there's all this thing about water your garden in the morning, don't
Yeah.
water it at night,
Yeah.
don't water it middle of the day, you're going to burn your plants, like all that stuff. And basically they were like, water when you can water,
Yeah.
because watering consistently is more important than anything else. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
Like the reality of it is that we actually had rain yesterday, so everything's pretty
Awesome.
wet. By
Yeah.
the end of the day, they're going to need to be watered,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
we're going to water them,
Yeah.
so that way the next day when the sun comes out again,
Yep.
they're doing fine. But I've never burned a plant by watering midday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just,
I haven't either. I
yeah,
haven't. Well, and because most of the time you're watering from the bottom, right? You're not.
And then,
watering
well,
where they're going to, I think of burn, I'm thinking of maybe the water on the leaves, and then you get the refraction from the sun, and then things get burnt. That's what I think of. No, that's
well,
not.
I never had that happen because I
No,
can
me
tell you right
neither.
now, I can't reach everything with my hose. So sometimes bottom watering is not happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I also don't have, 117-degree weather.
Yep. Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute.
Suburban hillbilly. I'm sorry to hear about your stove.
Oh, them darn things, they make them so disposable nowadays. It makes me
They
insane.
do. Half of the things in the morning and half at night. Yep. Hey,
Hey,
Ark Mommy.
Tina.
Good to see you.
Hey, Ark.
Hey, Tina. Ooh, just harvested some okra. That's awesome. You're way ahead of me.
We harvested some lettuce and some rhubarb,
I saw that.
some green beans too, from the green beans that I started indoors.
Uh huh.
I gave those to the chickens because they were small, but I gave it to them because I wanted to get the fruit, so to speak, off of
Mm-hmm.
the plant so it would go back into the plant.
Mm-hmm. Tina,
But
I
yeah,
always water in the morning. Kind
yeah,
of
I
depends
can't
on your
do it.
schedule. So one thing I wanted to, as we kind of jump into this, I wanted to. I've got some little banners I'm going to share. So this first one is
Hey,
we
Gail.
talk about. Hey, Gail. When you talk about time management, I think it's good to remind ourselves that time management and working on your own efficiency of how you fit everything into your day, they're actually skills. It's a skill that can be developed. So for anybody who feels like I don't have time, I'm not going to have time, you could, because it actually is a skill. Um, and you
Hey,
kind of
Virginia.
start with that. Hey, Virginia, when you're talking about finding more time in your day for the garden or other things, you got to remind yourself who you are, and that means some of the things that we were talking about with watering when you can water. So if you're gonna, if that's how what works for you, whereas for Tina maybe it works for her to water the garden
Hmm.
first thing in the morning, you got to remember who you are, and included in the who you are piece is like what's most important to you. what
Right.
where do you place your value, and then that's going to help you align everything else, right?
Yeah, like I am not a morning person, and the reality of it is, I'm feeding critters in the morning. Could I water my garden in the morning? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We've had a cool night. I don't want to cool the plants down anymore. So I wait until um anywhere's from noon on to do it. At the very latest, I do it at evening chores,
Mm-hmm.
about 4 o'clock for the watering, because I'll do that first, then feed everybody 4 or 5 o'clock. But
Mm-hmm.
it's because they're still kind of moist. We leave them alone, but at the end of the day, they're dry, so it's time for them to get watered again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what works for us.
I do know. I remember.
Plus, I got to haul water, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. And what are your goals? I think most people here, we're a group of homesteaders. We're wanting to grow our own food, raise our own food,
yeah,
wanting to learn the skills, right? To get good at all of these skills, to be more self-sufficient. So I think that's kind of one standard for a lot of people.
right.
Another thing is think about your perception of time. And
Mine
this,
is so skewed.
well, it's that, and like there are complete societies that think about time differently, right? Um, but I mean, for yourself, if you were to manage your time like you managed money, I don't know, for some people that might not be a good idea. It depends again on who you are. But if you think about that, you've only got so many hours in the day. How are you going to spend it? And
Yeah,
while a lot of people work better by making a list. And sometimes for me, it's not even a list. It's just I got to get this done tomorrow. Tomorrow, this is my goal. I have to do this. And I don't often do a lengthy list. It's kind of all up here of what I need
hmm,
to do, but it's those hot potatoes.
yeah. Right now, our hot potato is the meat chickens need to be
Oh my
butchered,
goodness.
right? They're 8
Mhm.
weeks old, and um the problem is we have appointments, right?
Yeah.
Like every each day, like I have this with you now.
Yep.
Ryan has something tomorrow. I have something at this time on Thursday. And
Mhm.
so it's really an issue because we're trying to get it to the point where you don't want to butcher halfway through the day, but I think we're going to have to
Mhm.
because they're getting too big and they need to be butchered.
Yeah. Oh, the chickens? You mean
Yeah.
birds? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think perception of time is important because I know that a lot of us, and well, I'll speak for myself, but I've talked to people and they say they agree, they struggle with this
Yeah.
is they make a list that is so unrealistic
Yes.
because their perception of time is skewed.
Yep. Yep.
And then they're disappointed when they don't finish it.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
Same,
Or
Gail.
mhm. Yep.
And it makes sense because your plants have been beaten down on the sun all day long in that
Mhm.
hot weather in Texas. Hey,
Yep.
Arlie Land.
Hey, our new land. Good to see you.
So, yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Um, where are we? Okay. And as you're looking at all of the things that you need to do that you feel like you're rushing to do, think about how you're spending your time. That's always a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Screen time can sure suck some time up.
Yep. Heather says, I have a long list, but prioritize according to each day. Me too. Me too.
Mhm. Yep.
Um, Lisa, I make a list for like the week of things I would like to get done. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
I
have,
like that. I like the bigger picture, like this week I need to do this kind of thing.
right. Like, so what Tina, because often on Instagram, I'm a part of like with Shale Hollow, she started this where it was like accountability.
Hey,
So
Twin Brookacres.
we post our to-do list. Hey,
That's
Twin Brook
cool.
Acres.
Yeah.
So I don't put on there cook dinner or
Yeah.
feed my animals because that's everyday stuff. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But
Yeah.
I will put on there like, we've got to work on a fence. We got to butcher the meat birds. We've got to do this. I try
Mhm.
to put the
Yep.
bigger things on there to make sure that I'm getting the things that I want to get done because and it isn't a daily list. It's a
Yeah.
as it gets done kind of thing. It's not
Yeah.
even the week sometimes.
Mhm.
But I just try because I work better where I get a bunch of things done at once.
Yep.
Yeah, I use my
Yeah. I
phone.
like a week list.
I use my phone. It's an iPhone, and I have it to do this week, right?
Mhm.
So I have videos on there. I have some other things in there. I got laundry,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. We've
Mhm.
got to get ready to butcher Hank, so
Mhm.
we got to get going on getting the freezer going.
Mhm. Yep.
Yep, that's right, Jamie.
Yeah.
Weather plays a role, health plays a role,
Mhm.
unexpected life happens. Yep.
Mhm. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to move on because I have a list of these. I got several things.
Watch out. Mountain Grandma's on fire. Oh,
You
there we
said this
go.
earlier. Be realistic.
Hey, Victoria G.
Mhm. Absolutely. You got to keep it real. Hey, Victoria G.
Definitely have to keep it real. And that goes back to what I was saying about perception of time.
And knowing your own limitations. Like
Yep.
when I was looking, I was doing some research for this live, everybody, to see if there was, I mean, we could all come up with some of these things, right? I was looking for maybe some creative things. Um, if I was closer, Ark, we would be swapping food on a
Yep.
regular basis. I love to feed people too.
Good job, Tina. Yeah,
Uh,
and I like what Jamie said, break your list down into a couple days. I like to just make the list of the things I
yes.
absolutely need to get done, and I'll get
Yep.
it done if it's on a list because I remember, like, okay, yeah. And I
Yep.
feel good every time I check something off, but it doesn't need to be that day. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be that week. It's just these things have to get done.
Yep. Yep. And know yourself enough to know you're going to be it's not something you're going to want to do on a certain day because of everything else that has to happen. I think about that in terms of what am I making for dinner. I'll know ahead of time, Mountain Grandpa, you got to cook. You got to cook, or we're doing a crock pot meal, or maybe both.
Yeah.
Because I'm by the time dinner time rolls around, I'm be exhausted. Um, Blue said, my realistic and what I used to be able to do are two very different things. That's a good point. And that could be not even for somebody in terms of age, but for a young person who now has a child and maybe she now has, several children. Much different than what they could do before. And I think times change and they do impact how much we're able to get done and when we can do it too.
I mean, the bottom goal is as long as it gets done, it gets done, right? And
Yep.
if it doesn't get done, it'll eventually get done.
Yeah. And the it needs to matter,
Right.
right? Because there's lots of it's. It could not get done, and everything would. The world would still turn. It would
So
all.
so here's a good example of that. So we did the trees, right? We did the top part of the trees while it was still cold out, the ground
Uh
was
huh.
still frozen,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked really well. Why? Because when the trees dropped, they didn't leave massive holes in the ground.
Yeah.
Well, we were kind of dragging our feet, me more than Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we started dropping trees in the back, we left some huge holes. Why?
Uh-huh.
Because we had moved ahead.
Yeah.
Was it a big deal? No.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the end of the world? No. We did what we
Mm-hmm.
needed to do. It all got done.
That's right. There it is. As long as it gets done, it's all good.
Hey, PSD Odyssey, drive
Hey,
safe.
thank you for coming. Yes, and drive safe, please. And prioritize, right? So the it. Back to the it. Is it and the who you are, as long as what you're getting done is aligning with what you really want to accomplish in life, right? Or what you know you have to accomplish in order to accomplish what you want in life. Because let's face it, we always have to do things we don't want to do, right? We don't have to want to do everything that we do. Sometimes you just have to do it. Might not want to do laundry, but you're not going to have clean clothes if you don't get your laundry done.
Hey, Gwen.
Yes.
Hey, City Girl.
If it is important, you will do it. Hey,
Or if
City
it
Girl
has to be done.
Homestead. Good to see you, Chris.
Sorry, Mountain Grandma.
Oh, no, that's okay. Hey, Gwen. Good to see you. Yep, prioritize, prioritize. Some people prioritize by making out their list and putting little A's and B's next to them and so forth. I will use that if I don't know inherently what's more important. Sometimes I have to think it through. It depends on how long the list is. Here's
Jamie
a
said,
good
suck
one.
it up and do it.
Yeah, suck it up and do it. You don't have to want to. You just have to
So
do it.
Jamie's going to start a series of goal setting lives, and they're going to be suck it up, Buttercup, get going. She's going to do tough love goal setting. No motivation. It's just going to be, did you do it? Get out of here and come back when you did.
Yes. Okay. Gwen, it's hard to suck it up with whether it's either so wet you bog to your knees or so hot you sweat for yeah, and you don't want to put yourself in a bad
Right.
health situation too. But
I know. I'm just teasing Jamie. I
no,
love
I'm
you.
with you on it. But here, plan ahead and avoid decision fatigue. And you don't hear people talk a lot about decision fatigue. But remember when I was telling you about that list and I have to do like A's and B's and whatnot? It
Oh my gosh.
because I could be like, what do I want to get done? And you get your top, and then I'm like, oh, and I need to do this. Oh, and I need it's like train of thought goal setting. Like, wait, I need to do this in order to do this. And um Gail said, oh no, you said laundry.
Well, I was just typing back to her. I'll delete it, but I was saying here's the thing I don't understand about laundry. Let me just say this.
Mm-hmm. Say it.
There's two of us here.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
Yep.
Just two.
Yeah.
There is always laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand why. Why? Because we wear the same clothes for a couple days. Because if we're
Yeah.
not going anywhere, why bother? We're home.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm only going to get
Water
pigs out
conservation.
mud on me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The minute I get clean, we get filthy again. So I'm like, why bother?
Yeah.
And granted, the two of us probably laundry over 2 weeks, but I'm just like, I can't believe there's 4 loads. Where did it come from?
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. Suburban hillbilly. Laundry and dishes never end.
Oh, don't even get me started on the
Now,
dang
one thing I
dishes.
like about laundry, though, I mean, we do have washing machines. So the washer can work while we do other stuff. But at some point, it's going to have to come out of that dryer. And that's when you got to tend to it. Floors. I hate floor. There's my hate. I hate floors. I hate doing floors. Laundry every other day. I cannot stand dirty laundry or dirty dishes. Yep.
I bought a laundry cart at an auction and it's made my life um, manageable because I can fill it up and then do
Oh,
the
that's
laundry.
awesome. Well, see, look, you increased your efficiency by doing that.
I have. And you pick the bag up off the thing
Yeah.
and you walk it over to the washer, and it's usually about one load in one bag.
Yeah. Agree. Okay, so this planning ahead thing, avoiding decision fatigue, is like when we were saying, Lisa, you and I, it sounds like we both do this. We'll be like, okay, tomorrow I'm doing this, and this is what I have to do. I'm not letting anything else get in my way. I'm focusing on this thing, and I'm going to get it done. That is avoiding decision fatigue by planning ahead. Otherwise, you could have too much going on, too many things that you're thinking about, and that's going to throw you off.
Hmm.
You know what, Blue? Okay, I might go out of order here. Hold on. Let's see. I know it's in here. I might pop this one up here and there. Delegate, say no, and accept doing less to do more.
Hmm.
Why are you the only one doing the dang dishes? If those dishes are piling up, that's a good sign that somebody else is. Maybe you need other people to start washing the dishes they dirty. And good luck with
Ooh,
it. But it's something you could try.
look at Mountain Grandma. She's
Just
taking
saying.
it. She taking. Woo, yeah. You've taken it to a whole new level. You and Jamie should start a goal setting line.
Oh, no. Oh, good. That was a struggle when we had all the kids at home, actually getting them to do that. Maybe for a short period of time after I threw myself a little fit, but it never lasted long. Good luck, Blue. But that's what everybody told me, and I did try. Here's one: creating routines. I struggle with this one, to be honest. I'm not much of a routine person, other than getting up, going to work, right? Otherwise, I don't know. How does everybody else feel about routines for them?
um,
Decision making stress. Yes.
I have one. It's very lazy.
What is it? Your
My
routine?
routine, yeah. Ryan is like up and at. I'm ready to go. I'm
Yeah.
let me hang out for a while. And then I get he calls it my second wind, but I call it my first wind, and I just get going.
Yeah. All the kids have to go when it comes to dishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about, yeah, I don't, routine is
Yep.
something you could do though to help. And it goes back to that developing a habit thing, right? I just, for me, the routine piece, we'll put it this way. I could have some good days where I establish a routine, but 7 days out of a week on a regular basis, that just doesn't tend to happen. Here's
Well,
another one. Huh?
well,
Go
let me
ahead.
before you go on to that. So,
Yes.
I mean, even though I'm joking around and I say, "Oh, no routine," but there is a routine because I get up, I feed my animals, I have coffee,
Yes.
um,
That's true.
all, and then I do some other stuff, and then blah blah blah. The day follows a rhythm and flow because even if there's projects on the um the docket for the day that we're
Hmm.
going to work on, then they happen. And then it get into, well, at the end of the day, you got to water the garden, you got to feed,
Yeah.
dinner, dishes, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Because the bottom line is those are the normal things of
Yeah.
everyday living.
Yeah. We wake, we eat,
Yep. Hey, Christine. Hey,
we,
Garden
we
State
let other
77.
we let our animals eat too, which is super important.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Moving fences,
Remote.
electric fencing around, that kind of thing.
Oh my word. Yeah. Fencing is such a job. Oh my gosh. All right. Here's a good one. Managing interruptions. Hey, Robin, Garden State so and so. Good to see you. Managing interruptions. And I like that this is phrased as manage interruptions because you can't always prevent them. But how many people have notifications on their phone that go off? And maybe you have some notifications going off that you don't really need them, but it's still an interruption to your thought process and your day. And even if you have your ringer turned on silent and it goes bzz, it might make you look, right? And it's interrupting your flow. So that's like I think a common interruption can be your cellular device.
I turned a lot of them off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have my texting and my phone calls, but like I refuse to turn any messaging on like Instagram or Facebook. I don't even have YouTube notifications turned on to make a noise. You know what I mean? They come on, but I don't.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. Hi, Brun Free. Thanks for coming in.
Hey,
Welcome, welcome. I
Brenfrey.
hope all is well in Australia. My phone is on silent. I ignore it unless it's a constant buzz. I put mine on silent as well, and I don't check it. Thank you, Tina.
Bye, Tina.
Um, Here's a tip for suburban hillbilly cayenne salve. Um, yeah, I keep my phone on silent as well. It could be the kids. It could you know who interrupts me the most? Flat out, who interrupts me the most? It's myself. I interrupt myself all the time. My brain, I will bounce. I'll have an intention of doing something and I'll go to do it and it's like squirrel. I see something, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I looking at this? I could be studying one thing and was studying one thing, and the next thing I knew, I was looking up the best ingredients for, I nerd out on stuff for something that wasn't my intention of what I was focusing on at the moment. And then I caught myself, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes in. I'm like, why am I reading this?
Yeah.
It's interesting, but maybe for later I need to stay focused. So
Heather put a comment, milk and honey, and it was about listening to lives. I don't know if you could put that up there.
okay, hold on. Let me find it. Ah, yes.
So, and Heather, of course, I'm not saying anything bad about it. If it works for you, that's great. I know
Yeah.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
that became an issue for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much. I was so overstimulated
Yeah.
that I was paralyzed.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was just too much because I felt like it was taking me 3 times as long to get things
Mm-hmm.
done.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've been trying to do is leave my phone in the house. I'm not as good at it, I admit,
Mm-hmm.
but it's working better.
Yeah. Yeah. Christine, I've heard that. I've heard that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I haven't been diagnosed with it, but I've had people tell
Um,
me that I remind them of people.
Guaranteed I have it, even though I'm not diagnosed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. I can find. I don't know. I get a lot of stuff done. I do get a lot of stuff done.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily like an early bird morning person, but when I wake up in a couple of minutes, I can be that's when I want to do everything because I feel the best. And Christine made a comment earlier about work and just feeling, by the end of the day, feeling like you're tapped out. And I can I can relate to that. Not as much now in my current position because I love what I do and where I work and all of that stuff. It's amazing. I have work life balance, but I know that it was like that in my past. Absolutely.
So let me just say something about that. So when I worked, that's how I felt, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
worked long hours, came home, had a long commute,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the summertime, finally get home and it's time to eat
Mm-hmm.
and it's time to feed the critters and it's time to do this.
Yeah.
But here's the thing to think about. Yes, you're going to be tapped out.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically exhausted. but find something to do for yourself that brings you joy.
Yep.
That's really
Yes,
important.
it is. It is. And when I had worked at my
Bye,
previous
Brenda Free.
job, which has been like a long time ago, like 6 years ago or so. But when I did, I would go home and I had to do more work. We had a business, so I had to tend to that. And then, the meals and stuff. And then after that, my relaxation time was spent making. That's when I started getting into the hobby of soaps and all of those bath and body products and studying herbal medicine. That was my fun time. That was my relaxation time.
Yep.
And I was doing something because if I just sat and watched TV, or just went on my phone or whatever, I'm sure I did that, and at some point I quit doing it. Oh, hey Danny, wicked awesome gardening,
Hey,
because
Janie.
it wasn't satisfying to me. I wasn't feeling satisfied. But when I actually took my time and said, so kind of back to that one that we talked about analyzing your time spending and examining your perception of time. um, I found that relaxation didn't just come from sitting. That's what I found. So if you can, and I believe this is true for everybody, that you will find that relaxation can come from things other than sitting, whether it's fishing or reading a book or whatever, more than being on your being on your phone, right? More than that. um, I hope that motivates some people. I hope today's talk motivates some people. That's what I'm hoping.
If not, Jamie will motivate you by telling you you have to do it. And this is why I love Jamie, because she lets me poke at her.
Yes, yes.
She's a sweet lady.
Hey, Andy's Journeys. Welcome, welcome. And 1 million pumpkins. Good to see you guys. Thanks
Hello,
for
hello.
coming in.
Let's talk about the 2-minute rule.
Okay, this 2 minute
Is that the
rule.
one on the floor?
No, there's going to be a 5 minute one too. I don't know what the 2 minute. If it's on the floor, I don't know if I want it. What's it? Are we talking about the
If you drop food.
Oh, oh
I'm
god. Okay,
joking.
so
30-second rule, whatever it is.
this one is
Hey,
if
whistle stop.
there's a task. Hey, whistle stop homestead. If there's a task you can complete in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. That's the 2 minute rule. Don't put off the little bitty things that you can do quickly. That's like a washing a dish, right? Or picking something up off the floor. How does it go? The beans. Take my sheep out to graze.
The beatings will continue till we're
The
out.
beans will continue until
You hear that, people? You better meet your goals.
That's funny. Or we'll call Jamie.
Poor Jamie. Jamie, we love you. We just want you to know that.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's so sweet, though. It's so not like her to be like, suck it up.
Yeah. Well, you can't. I mean, all of us are sweet, but we can't be sweet all the time.
Gwen likes your accent when you say wash in a dish. I do too.
Yeah, yeah. I've been hooked on Little House on the Prairie. We'll watch that at night. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Hey, Barb.
Combating procrastination. Anybody in here a procrastinator?
Till the day I die.
I find if it's something I really don't want to do, like taxes,
Yes.
I can wait. I can find so many things that are more important to do than that one thing. And that can be said for floors and taxes.
If it is adulting, like, having to fill out forms and all that stuff, I will drag my feet until the cows come home because I
Yeah.
know it's going to be one of those things where you got to call the
Oh,
people.
look at you, Gwen. She said, you reminded me to feed my sourdough starter just now. It crossed my mind, so I got up and did it. Twin Brook Acres. I'm going to stop procrastinating.
Sure you are.
Um, Andy, Oklahoma. That's where that accent comes from.
Well, it's really
But
funny
not
because I
much of
have
an
to
accent.
say,
I've been in Arizona most of my life.
well, that's what I find, that's what I always found fascinating about it, because here's the thing. I'm in South Dakota. I don't hear a lot of people say that, but I do
Uh-huh.
have somebody who grew up in my town who I used to
Uh-huh.
work with who says it that way.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Isn't that ironic?
Maybe they're from Oklahoma too.
Maybe.
You know what it is? You adopt the dialect of your own family. So it
You
kind of,
do.
you know what I'm saying? And my family's from Oklahoma. So I was born in Oklahoma. I spent most of my life in Arizona, but we all say Warsh.
Oklahoma, where the wind.
Oh, here we go. Sometimes procrastination and having a deadline makes me do better. You know what
It
makes
does.
me do better? YouTube makes me do better. I will tell you that because of this reason, that whole deadline thing right there, I absolutely work good with deadlines.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it keeps me on task. That's why I like collaborations because I know I'm going to get it done.
My garden bed video. Guess when it was due?
When?
June 10th. Guess when it got released? June
June
10th.
10th. That's me. That's me. I'm making lemon balm jelly this week because my lemon balm jelly video is due the 17th.
Oh,
Okay. Yes.
and speaking of your lemon balm video, I can't wait to watch it tonight. I purposely am waiting because I have lemon balm growing and I want to see all you did with it.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. And I haven't even done everything I'm going to do with
I
it
know.
because you can cook with it. And oh my goodness. Yeah, the
Oh my
things that me
goodness.
and Lemon Balm are going to do. But the first thing it's going to be the lemon balm jelly. That's the first thing I'll be doing is,
Fascinating.
or the next thing, lemon balm jelly. I'm thinking food wise because there's some foods that I want to use it in. I might not video them all either. I mean, unless people think that would be something good to share. But all right. So next one up is 5 minute method. Do we have living on the land? She did a video on this, and I loved it, and I incorporated it into this. So Marty, I hope you don't mind. I should tell her I'm talking about you right now. So if you've not seen Living on the Land, I don't know if
Marnie?
Marty, yeah, if we could,
Marty.
yeah, if we could share her link. She did a video on the 5 minute method, and I loved this. So, oh, Gil lived in Oklahoma for 5.5 years. Okay, anyways, this 5 minute method. Um, she did a video. What you do is the thing that you need to do, and if, especially if it's something you hate, this would come in handy. But she, for 5 minutes, goes and gets it done. Like she will get the dang thing done. 5 minutes is what she'll give herself to go and like bust a move and try to get it done. Almost like the cleanup song that you used to play for your kids or sing for them, right? Like clean
I
up
dare you all to sing that to yourself.
everywhere. Or you all remember that, right?
Yeah.
5 minute method. I love that. I think that's going to be really handy. Like, what if we all did 5 minutes every day and used that 5 minute method? Just 5
Oh,
minutes
heck,
to do
heck yeah.
something you hate. Make it something that you don't like to do. It could be weeding. I
I
mean,
can
and
take
maybe
it.
you need more 5 minutes, but just don't overdo the 5 minute method because then you won't want to do it again tomorrow.
Okay. I can take it, Suburban Hillbilly.
Yeah. Is it the Fly Lady system with their shiny thing and 15-minute timers? Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That. Put a timer on. Yeah, for the kids, and that works well. So, we might all be adults, but I think we might still need a timer and a 5 minute method to encourage us to get some things done sometimes.
Sometimes I just go, here's the thing. I go with the flow a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
So there's one day where I am busting it out.
Mm-hmm.
Busting
Yep.
it out.
Yep.
And I get it all done and I do all that stuff. And the next day, yeah, maybe I do one or two things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has to do with the weather. If the weather is beautiful, I don't mind
Yep.
being out there. All
Yep.
that kind of thing. I mean, and that's the way it goes. And sometimes
Yeah.
I'm so tired, I don't want to do anything more. And Ryan laughs at me because I'm out there and now I'm weed whacking the outside of the garden beds, you know?
Yep.
So,
That's right. I mean, if you feel good, you kind of need to capitalize on that feeling.
right,
I have heard Blue Self Reliance talk about that. When she's got good days, it's game on. When she feels good, she's going to rock it
right,
because she's not going to let the moment pass.
right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Agree.
it's okay. You don't have to be consistently busy.
Yeah, you don't. And pushing yourself all the time is a bad thing. I used to hear
Right.
myself say that a lot. I'd say, I need to push through. I just need to push through. And this became like an everyday thing. And if you find yourself saying that every day, like you watch out, you're going to get sick.
We
You're,
need
you're
to
going to
talk
get
about
sick. You're either
it.
going to get an acute illness or you're going to get develop a chronic one. And ask me,
Yep.
do I know? Don't push yourself every day. Unless you want to do it for 5 minutes. Because I like this 5 minute method. It almost makes me think, no, where can I sneak in 5 minutes and do something I don't want to do? For 5 minutes, I think I could do it, right?
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Gail said, "Okay, fine. I got my laundry out of the dryer. Only took a few minutes done." See,
Yay,
well, I
we're
guess,
motivating people.
well, Gail, that's what I was doing. That's why we got on real late because I was running around and I was trying to get back here.
Mhm. Ed, I hear you.
Oh, absolutely,
Yep. 10 minutes work and half hour. Yep. Yeah. How many people in
exactly.
here are going to try this 5 minute method? Put a one in the chat if it's something you think you're going to try.
And I think Danny raises a really valid point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just keep going, going, going. You can't. And totally,
Yep.
here's the thing too. And like Danny's had a really
Hey, Barb.
busy, rough patch
Mm-hmm.
this week. And
Mm-hmm.
so, sometimes it's unavoidable, right? Because she had goats that were kidding and all of that stuff. Um, but I think other than that, you do have to find,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't burn the candle at both ends because it's going to run out.
Yep.
Yeah, Barb, and same for you. Like, I'm amazed at all you're doing, but I know you have help. So, but
Yeah.
still, it's a big job.
Yep. Hey, Ann Dale.
And get out of the
In the
bushes.
bushes. I use that 5 minute method a lot. It makes me feel productive on tough days.
Good ball
Yes,
scam.
and that's awesome, right? Just
She's in
five
the
minutes.
bushes. Maybe you should come out of the bushes,
In
my
the
friend.
bushes. You're lucky you're not in Missouri. You'd be coming out with some friends.
Andy's journeys, I have it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, Robin. She's going to try it too. A handheld timer, but I think that would help. Don't forget your phone can be a timer.
Yeah, use your phone. I have a friend who used a phone at work all the time.
Mm-hmm. We should
Yeah.
deliver. Aw, that's awesome. All right, so the next one is time blocking. I mean, you could block 5 minutes. We've already talked about that, but the time blocking, I do this a lot at work. But when we talk about tomorrow, I'm going to get this thing done. That's time blocking because we do it,
Right.
we leave the phones somewhere else. And I'm thinking, usually, like if I need to get stuff done in the garden and my husband and I are like knocking something out there, it's a project day. It's a project day. That's a project. I guess that's another one that I didn't put. Recognize projects when they're projects. Don't just say, oh, we're just going to go do this. That's a big old project. And leave the phone aside, block your time, get it done. Does anybody else use time blocking?
So one of the things that I was taught was
Mm-hmm.
when I was at work was
Oh,
that if you're going to say you have a project at work, right? You can apply
yeah.
this to homesteading too.
Yep. Yep.
But say I say to myself, I'm going to work for 2 hours on X project tomorrow,
Yeah.
blocking it off and putting the time in your calendar to do that
Yeah.
is better than not blocking the time off and saying you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Add the things that took my time to my list, then mark it off. Took my time. Yes. is that simple tasks are more complex. Hooking up power, pumping what? Isn't that the truth? Yes, yes. Hmm. I like to mark things off of a list. It makes me feel accomplished. I love that. Okay, I'm going to move on. All right, we have some multitaskers, um, but it's important to know when to multitask, because if you were to research some of the things that impact your efficiency, at the top of that list, they're going to say something about multitasking. They're going to say don't multitask, because multitasking basically just means that you're bouncing your brain from one thing to another. And this could even, if you're working on a project and you have to stop to have a conversation with somebody about something else, then you've got to reacquaint your brain with what you were doing, and you just slowed down the process right there. So that's when multitasking's bad. Now, if you're listening to a live and you're washing dishes and you like what the live is talking about and you're gaining some kind of value from it, then that's a good thing. Otherwise, if you're constantly running lives all the time, I'm with Lisa about you do got to be able to have some peace and quiet. There is that.
So, yeah, so
On a
for
live.
one of the things they talk about is when people are multitasking, right? They're never in the
Hmm.
present. And so
Yes.
that leads to feelings of being overwhelmed, feelings of
Yep.
anxiety, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And I'm guilty of it myself. I do it as well.
Hmm.
But one of the things is that I notice now it was too
Thank you,
overstimulating for
Blue.
me,
Uh-huh.
way too overstimulating, and I felt like I was frantic in my head, and so stopping it, I did a lot better. Can
Hmm.
I just say something to Andy's Journeys without having to type it because it's long?
Sure.
Um, don't feel you need the large machine because that needs a dedicated outlet. Well, they all need a dedicated outlet, but you need a special outlet.
Hmm.
We have the medium, and that's been just fine. We
Hmm.
just run it more often, just an FYI. Some people have nothing but problems with that brand.
Hmm.
Other people have no problems. We've had no problems. So
Hmm. Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Clutter is overwhelming. Yeah.
Oh, that brings me to another. There's another one, you guys.
There's another banner.
Yes, there is. Get organized and declutter. And we've been working on this. We talked about this once before, but the clutter can get in the way. Susan, oh, hey, Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Susan says clutter's overwhelming. 15 to 30-minute sessions to eliminate the clutter. Yep. Yep. So that is a tip that can help you too, is to get organized. Maybe when you're doing something, think of a way that you can make whatever you're doing a little more efficient. That might help.
Hmm.
Hmm. Coordinating the procrastination habits and clutter of three people.
Well, you got to take care of you, and they've got to take care of them. I know, easier said than done.
Totally easier said. But hey, you could at least encourage them to go in that direction.
Hmm.
Hmm. And maybe you'll get lucky with one out of three.
Or just like, hey, this is overwhelming for me to take care of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah. Absolutely. How's everybody been doing with their decluttering? I know that's something we've talked about before.
I did really great with decluttering, but now I've got some messes piling up because I've been busy outside and I've got to get on that. That's my goal this week.
The husband's clutter up when he's not, because he won't let you get rid of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's home more now, so I've got his clutter.
Yep. Yep. I get clutter. You know what I tend to accumulate is books, and
Mm.
yeah, yeah, and the things. I need to get my craft room organized again. Million pumpkins. We decluttered 14 Australorps, got about 20 left. What is an Australorp?
Chicken.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Yep, Barb. Telling you, it sneaks up on you everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding.
Else doesn't want to toss anything.
No kidding. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, Ginger, thanks for coming.
No kidding.
Limits that time to do it, though. Yep.
I think we did a good job of it during the holiday season that we were
Yep.
ahead of the game.
Can't forget, delegate, say no, accept doing less is doing more. And I'm
Just
just going to,
say no.
yes, I'm going to recap. All right. Remember, time management and efficiency are skills that you can develop. So if you feel like you don't have enough time, you do. You do have enough time. You just need to remind yourself who you are. And what comes with that is what's most important to you? What are your biggest goals in life? Are you on track to achieve those goals? Think about your perception of time and what you're doing with the time that you're spending. Think about time as something that you can control and analyze your time spending and think about where are you spending a lot of your time, and are you thinking of something that requires you sitting down as relaxation? If you're just sitting and watching TV or sitting and on social media, um, because relaxation can happen when you're actually doing other activities. And if you figure that out, boom, you've just figured out how to get a lot more done right there. I'll let you read this one, Lisa. This is
Be realistic.
yes,
Why are you letting me read that one?
because you are the be real person.
I was just doing a video and I was talking about realism. But
Uh-huh. Yeah. Prioritize. Plan ahead to avoid decision fatigue.
that's right, because 1 Million Pumpkins says procrastination causes anxiety. Yes, it does.
I can see that. Yeah, that was one of them. Combat procrastination. Create a routine to the best of your ability. I'm going to be a little fluid on that one just because I am such a go with the flow kind of person. Manage your interruptions. It could start with your phone, it could start with yourself, not necessarily talking about other people.
It could start with the people who call you 50 times a day.
Yes.
Tell
Yep.
them you don't need to talk to them 50 times a day.
Yeah. Embrace the 2 minute rule. And remember, that's if it can be done in 2 minutes, do it. Don't put it off till later. Try the 5 minute method. Oh, hi,
Oh, hi.
sweeties. Oh, it's so precious, grandmas. Okay,
Hello, Mountain Grandma's babies.
I'll be done in just a minute, okay? It's 5 minute method. Clean up, clean up. Use time blocking. Know when to multitask. Otherwise, don't do it. Oh, hey, we skipped one.
And
You,
be flexible. Flexibility is a sign of good mental health.
is it?
Yep.
Yes.
If
I'm
you're not flexible and you're rigid, you will struggle.
Oh yeah, I'm totally flexible. I'm good then, right, Lisa?
You're golden.
Oh gosh. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Anybody have any questions for us before we close today's chat?
Because I think it's a good time to close because the babies are there to visit you.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain Grandma's like, I gotta go, folks. See you later. Love you. Bye.
Thank you all so much for coming today. Anything going on with your channel you want to share, Lisa?
No, let's get going so you can spend time with your grandbabies because
Oh,
that's
I
more
like this
important.
one. Perfectionism is a cruel taskmaster.
No kidding. Yeah, Christine, I'm right there with you. Dumpster fire.
You're not alone. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Remember to hit the thumbs up on your way out if you didn't hit it on your way in. And we will see you next week. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.